choice. Okay. All right, it is recording. I know that people will be jumping on, but thank you guys for coming on our call tonight. We have Morgan and Haley who are going to talk to us about some awesome Instagram tips that have been helping them grow their businesses. They're going to share with us what they've learned. But first, I'm just going to go over some stuff for August and some stuff for the end of July and some great stuff that our team is doing that is new. If you haven't printed out the August calendar yet, please do that. Lots of great stuff on here that I'm going to go over. But first of all, the new Coach University. Right now, our Coach University is self-paced, our new coach training. You can go through it however, whenever you want to, but we are going to be starting this month doing sort of a handheld version. So if you jump in, I know a lot of you have jumped into the new coach training and maybe you get started and then you stop and you kind of fall off. Myself and another diamond coach this month, Stephanie Snellbaker, who's also on the call, she just waved, we are going to run it. And that basically means we are going to sort of hold your hand through it. And we're going to jump in there. I'm going to tell you what to do and how to get through it and get trained without falling off. So tomorrow night is our new coach call. So the first Wednesday of every month, we're going to have a new coach call. And the first Monday of every month, the new coach training is going to run for 20 days. 5 days a week, that's 4 weeks. Boom, you're trained. You'll meet some people in the training. Maybe they'll become your success partner. We're going to have a success partner speed date, which is all on our calendar. So make sure you print this calendar out and live by this calendar for the month of August. There's another new thing on here that Haley and I were chatting about that we thought would be, I hope I didn't freeze. I think I froze. Still here? Okay. Haley and I talked about adding on Friday morning, and I know a lot of you that work full-time, you can't do this. If you can, great. If you can't, you can't. We may start an evening one also, but a Friday Flawless Biz Bash session at 10 a.m. Eastern. That will give our West Coasters time to jump on this if they ever want to. But it's just, we're going to jump on and we're just going to chat business. We're just going to mastermind. We're going to do power hour type stuff. We're just going to talk about things that are working, successes, things that we're having trouble with. So if that's something that you want to try to jump on, great. If it works, we'll add another one for the weeknight. But right now it's Friday mornings. So look for that this month. Let's see what else I want to talk about. Something else that I added once a month, the first Saturday of every month, is an all-team live workout at 7 a.m. Eastern. So it kind of works for our West Coasters, but any later, people are already out doing their stuff with their families. So 7 a.m., you can invite challengers. You can invite anyone that is thinking about becoming a challenger. We'll use this Zoom room. There is, no time limit to this. Just jump in at 7, kind of like we did on Memorial Day for 22-minute hardcore. And then we also did it for Lift 4 when they did that live workout. It was so awesome. So we're going to do that every first Saturday of the month, just something cool. That'll work great for us Lift 4 people who are resting on Saturdays. We can get in a nice sweaty session on Saturday. So let's look for that and promote that. Let's see, I talked about that. Now I'm going to talk about a few Beachbody announcements. For those of you that saw, Shaun T, his new program, they are opening up. If you are not muted, just mute yourself real quick. If you saw the new Shaun T program that's coming out, they are doing an open test group. So they are opening it up. I don't have all the details memorized, so don't ask. I posted about it. It's in the FAQ. But they're making it so that you can compete for one of the official coach test groups spots. And there's 3 different categories of competing for the spot. So I think there's the new coach category, there's diamond and below, and then there's, I think it was star diamond and above or something. But there's ways to earn a spot in his coach test group. So look at that. I posted, if you're a diamond, you got the Diamond Insider email today or yesterday, and all the details were in there. I basically just screenshotted it and I put it in the team page. But there's an FAQ if that's something that you want to strive for. There's nothing really better than being in a official coach test group. And I think it's really cool that they opened it up to everyone. So no special treatments. The only special treatment is the top 10 get automatically in there. So those coaches are automatically in, and then the rest of us get to fight for the other 105 spots or something. I don't know what it is, but very cool stuff. Look for that. Let's see. The two things that you can definitely be, or three things that you can be inviting to right now. There's always, always something to invite to. You should be inviting to your next August challenge group. Tomorrow is August 1st. So your next 30-day group, you should always have a 30-day group running. You can always invite to. Right now, you want to put a sense of urgency on it because it's going to start. You only have 10 spots left, whatever it is that you want to say or do. And then a new round of Lift 4. You can say your July Lift 4 group is closed, but you're about to open up a new round because it is, a 60-day program. So your next round is about to start for August. You can start sharing some of your Lift 4 results from your own challenge groups. And it doesn't have to be physical transformations. It can simply be people and what they say, what they text to you, how they're feeling, how they're fitting in family life, how they're getting along better with their husband. That would be me. Simple transformations. They don't always have to be physical. So you can be inviting to those two things. And then you should always be thinking about some sort of a free group. A bunch of my coaches and I, we just ran a free prep and planning group. And it was a great way for us to sort of dangle the bait for our next challenge group. We've got a bunch of people that were in there that now we have a list of people that we can invite to the challenge group. That was a free group. And we shared something really great that they all need. So now we're going to invite to a challenge group. So I have on the calendar, it's a good idea to run a free group the last week of the month so that you have something fresh to invite to, but you can run free groups whenever you want. You can decide tomorrow, I want to run a free water challenge and get a bunch of people that want to drink more water. You can do, back to school tips, organizing hacks, better ways to fold your laundry, whatever it is, you can run a free group on whatever you want to. So you always, always, always have something to invite to. And last but not least, I have a Sprint to Sparkle group that if you applied to, you should have gotten your invitation in your email. I posted about it a lot over the last couple of days. You had to be either my personally sponsored coach or in our Emerald Factory to see how to apply to that group. If you applied and I didn't email you yet, I probably didn't look since I emailed the first batch, so I will look as soon as this call is over. If this is something that you totally want to know more about and you have no idea what I'm talking about, message your coach and find out because they probably do know. I've already talked to a few that maybe didn't meet the requirements that I'm going to let into the group anyway. It's an awesome group that we got. I hope that I'm not, okay, that we got some information from some of the top coaches who just popped a lot of diamonds from this training. So it's going to be awesome. I will run it again, but try to get in it. We're going to start tomorrow. And I am going to pass it over to, oh, I just broke up. Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm going to pass it over to Haley, who is a diamond coach, and her coach, Morgan, who is also an amazing Emerald coach. And she's pushing for diamond. I believe she's in the Sprint to Sparkle group. Haley, you can just give a little background about yourself, unmute yourself, and introduce your coach, Morgan. And I cannot wait to hear all these awesome tips about Instagram.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Lori. So for those who do not know me, my name is Haley. I am, like Lori said, a diamond coach. I have been a coach for a little over 2 years, but in the past 6 to 8 months, I would say my business has really taken off, and I have just really found the groove that has been working for me and helped really build my business. And that's how I found coaches like Morgan who have really helped me grow. So it's just been amazing thus far. And now I'll do a little introduction about Morgan. Morgan and I met through a mom's group on Facebook. She is the guru of all social media. She's so good at bringing people from all different backgrounds together. So she's such a great asset to have on my team. So thankful for that. But we met because we were both pregnant around the same time, which was so cool to go through that with her. And after she started seeing what I was doing and my postpartum journey, she was like, I want to get in on that. What are you doing? And so that's how she became a coach on my team. And literally within like the first month, she was hitting crazy SC numbers. I mean, she was adding coaches left and right, and she just kind of took off with this. She's absolutely incredible. She is one of my close friends, and I absolutely love doing this with her. So I'm super excited to have the opportunity to do this call with her and share some tips with you guys. So Morgan, if you want to say a little stuff about you. Oh, is she frozen? Oh no, I think she's frozen. Okay, hold on, let me text her. She doesn't unfreeze in a second, I'll just start talking. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna start talking because I think she is frozen, unless she pops back on. But okay, maybe she's gonna just redo it. I feel bad because she's supposed to start it off. She'll hop back on. But essentially what we were going to use this call for tonight is just to kind of share where, we've been getting this traction from as far as Facebook and Instagram go. Facebook and Instagram, well, Instagram specifically, is always changing its algorithm. If you didn't know that, yes, Instagram has an algorithm. That's why you are seeing posts more frequently than others from certain people. And Morgan's done a really good job of researching how to get around this algorithm, so to speak, and just how to make your post, those posts that are more frequently seen on your followers' social medias. And that's something that I'm constantly learning about. And if you're not out there researching it and getting information on how to do it, then it's not going to happen. Your posts can get lost very frequently and very easily on Instagram. And so that's kind of what we were hoping to do with this call, is to teach you how to get around that and to, like I said, figure out how to get your posts to be the most seen. So I'll just go ahead and pull up what I'm going to talk about. I didn't make any like visuals or anything, so don't worry. You don't have to look out for any of that. Okay, so something, I feel kind of bad because she was the first one, but it's not a big deal.
Can you see me or no?
Oh, I couldn't even see you. Okay, take it away.
I hopped on.
Oh my gosh, no, you went on the other page, so I didn't see you. Okay, go ahead and take it over.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that introduction. First of all, that was so sweet of you. So like Haley said, I've just been doing so much research about social media, and I'm going to start off by saying that all the research I've done is research that you guys can do on your own as well. I have found all my information from Google, from Pinterest mostly. I mean, Pinterest has so much useful information. So everything that I'm learning, everything Haley's learning is also stuff that you can be learning on your own. This isn't, some crazy stuff that we're learning. It's totally attainable and at your fingertips as well. So what I'm going to be talking about is our engagement and how to find new followers, because obviously new followers are our potential customers. So it's always really important to be continually growing your account because, the people that are following you, they're seeing what you're doing. So it's important to be bringing new people to your page all the time. So one thing that is definitely important is be, particular and intentional about who you follow. It's great to be supporting your team and following everyone on your team, but don't go and follow a whole bunch of Beachbody coaches, because that's not going to be useful for you. If you go ahead and follow a bunch of Beachbody coaches, your timeline in your newsfeed is going to be all Beachbody coaches, and that is not what we want. You want your timeline and your newsfeed to be all potential customers, all people that you're going to be helping in the future. And so what that's going to be looking like is engaging. You want to be engaging with everybody on Instagram, whether you know them or not. You want to be commenting on their posts. You want to be welcoming them. You want them to feel like they can reach out to you no matter what. That first reach is really intimidating for some people. So if you kind of bridge that gap and already start that conversation just through commenting on their pictures, they're going to have a better chance of feeling more comfortable reaching out to you. So being intentional just about who you follow, being intentional about commenting on people's stuff, actively engaging, responding to people's stories, responding to people's posts. Something else for finding new followers is, I think it's important to find your niche. For me specifically, and for Haley, like, we obviously are postpartum moms. So we focus our business around helping other postpartum moms. So for me, I'm really looking to connect with those moms. So I'm looking up hashtags, for instance, like hashtag postpartum, hashtag new mom. If you're a single parent, maybe looking up hashtag single parent. Those are the people you want to be connecting with, because those are the people that can relate to you. So finding your niche, that's really who you're going to be marketing to. You really want to dial in onto that market. Like I said, whether you're a new mom or college student, a single parent, whatever that is, find your market. And then once you found your market and you know who you are going to be inspiring, it's important to be attracting them with the content you post. It's super important to obviously be relatable. We're not trying to make it seem like we're perfect, because people cannot relate to perfect. So just, making sure that you're posting things that people want to see. One thing I think about, or one thing I ask myself is, like, if someone didn't know me, why would they want to follow my account? And I think that's something we all need to ask ourselves is, what are you offering? If you're just offering pictures of your dog or pictures of your kids, like, that's great. We want that stuff too, because you want to sell your whole lifestyle, but you also want to offer them something else. Maybe you want to offer them some motivation. Maybe you want to offer them some tips on, how to eat healthy and how to, get your workouts in. So definitely question, what are you offering people? When you are attracting people to your page, they need a reason to follow you. They're not just going to follow you. So it's important to really make sure that you're consistent, you're posting. For me personally, I try and post once a day onto my Instagram page, and then I always post my workouts on my stories. I think that is obviously the most important thing you could be doing. If you're doing one thing, you need to be posting your workouts, whether that's just a couple clips from your workout, whether that's going live, whether that's posting your whole workout. That's definitely the most important thing, and doing that every day, being consistent. And then besides my workouts and posting on my Instagram page one picture, I also try and get at least maybe like 2 more stories up. So maybe that's, posting what my pre-workout meal looks like, or posting, a cute picture of my baby. You really just want to stay relevant. You don't want to post a picture and someone be like, oh, hey, there's Haley. Haven't seen her post on Instagram in 4 days. That is not what we want. Instagram is how we're running our business. So it's important to stay relevant. You want people to know you as the fitness guru. Like, if someone's getting married and wants to get in shape, you want them to be like, oh, Haley's the person I need to reach out to because she's doing that thing. So like I said, it's important to be consistent, be intentional, look up people who work your market. If you're a new mom, try and figure out ways to follow new moms, or whatever that looks like for you. Another thing that I think is so important going along with content and marketing yourself is you do not want to only post about Beachbody, because that, we want to be open about what we're doing, but you want people to, like, how do I word this? You want them to be curious about what you're doing. You want them to want to know more. That way they have to reach out to you and start a conversation. If they see you posting, oh, Beachbody this, Beachbody this, Beachbody this, they know what you're doing. They're either going to go on Beachbody on their own, or, sometimes it's just a turn off. Like, if you were to go on my Instagram page, you will honestly not see Beachbody anywhere on my page. You'll see fitness, you'll see my workouts, you'll see my healthy eating, you'll see my family, but I don't have Beachbody plastered all over, because I want to leave people wanting more. I want them to have to reach out to me to figure out what I'm doing. So that's probably, when I talk to my new coaches, that's what I'm pushing is, we're trying to create, a visual platform where we're sharing our lifestyles. So that's super important. Don't just push your product, because at the end of the day, we're not selling a product, we're selling ourselves. People come to us because of our transformation, because of the way we live our life. So super, super important. Sorry, I'm reading my little notes here just to make sure I covered everything before I pass it over to Haley. One more important thing is try and think of 5 things that define you, and focus your Instagram account on those 5 things. For example, for me, my 5 things are: I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a fitness lover, I love cooking yummy food, and I'm a dog mom. So if you were to go on my account, that's pretty much what my account reflects. It reflects those 5 things. And if you kind of focus your account around those 5 things, it becomes more attractive to people. You're not here, there, and everywhere. It's focused. You're giving the people a reason to follow you because you're offering them motivation. You're offering them encouragement. So definitely focus in on what those 5 things are. And like I said, you want to give people a reason to follow you. What are you offering them? So important. People aren't just going to follow your page. I think I shared on the page that I've been able to grow my Instagram account drastically just in the past 2 months. And I'm going to say that didn't grow just because it grew. I worked hard to get those followers. I've spent 15 to 20 minutes every single day connecting with new people, looking up hashtags, seeing who's commenting and using those hashtags, and then going to their pages and commenting and liking their pictures in hopes that they give me a follow back. And most of the time, because of the good content that I'm putting out on my page, they are following me back because, like I said, I'm offering them something. Whether they're ready to jump into my accountability group now or maybe 6 months from now, it's still getting them drawn to my page. So that's super important. The Instagram algorithm is super confusing, and if you have time to do research, definitely check it out. But it's all about engaging on Instagram. Instagram wants users who are using everything they have to offer. So if you're using stories, if you're posting constantly, if you're interacting with other people, Instagram's gonna put your posts at the top. So maybe that looks like you and 3 to 5 other teammates coming together and saying, hey, let's always comment on each other's stuff. That way it comes to the top. Maybe make that pact with, 3 to 5 of your closest teammates and make an effort just to be commenting on each other's stuff. Granted, don't spend all your time doing that because that is not the most important part. The most important part is reaching out to new people. But if you have the time, figuring out ways to get, comments on your posts are important as well. But I think that's really all I had. It's really just about your content, I think, is really the most important. It's what you're putting out there. You can go to my page, you can go to Haley's page, you can go to Lori's page and Amber's page. And I mean, there's so many people who are doing such a great job on Instagram, but take, what they're doing and, try and do it for yourself. Because Instagram, I tell all my new coaches is we literally have like 2 billion women at our fingertips. This should be easy. And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but we're not having to go door to door. We literally have so many women at our fingertips. So it's just figuring out a way to get connected to those women, and it's totally possible. And everybody can do it. So it's just, being intentional about your time, being intentional about those hashtags, looking up hashtags, focusing your content. And I think that's really all I have. So Haley, you want to go into the visuals of Instagram and all the fun apps that we use to make our stuff pop?
Absolutely. And it's so fun doing this because Morgan is totally from her background, she is that marketing sales guru and she's so good at that. But I'm more of the creative, what can I use to better my Instagram through stories and what my content looks like as far as the images I'm posting. So I just love doing this because we really pair up well because the stuff I'm not good at, she is really strong at. So definitely good. But thank you so much for all of that amazing information. So now that we've kind of taken a look at Instagram as far as what is really going to make your Instagram stand out, okay, great. Maybe you have that content. Now, how do you put that on display for everyone to see? And this is going to be through things like making your Instagram pretty. When someone looks at your page, they want to be like, oh my gosh, those pictures look great. You can kind of tell there's a little bit of a theme. The pictures are bright. They're not grainy. They're not blurry. I can actually see the person's face in the picture. All of these things really do come into play. Instagram is a visual platform. that is what catches people's eyes. When you are scrolling through your Instagram Explore page, you're not just scrolling past pictures that don't interest you, and you're not going to click on those ones that don't grab your attention, right? You're going to be clicking on those pictures that are nice and bright and they look interesting. They look intriguing. Like, what is that person doing? I want to know more about what they're doing or where they are. And so that's where apps come into play. And those are going to be things like Airbrush is a great editing app that does not make you look fake, like a perfect 365 will like plaster makeup on your face. But if you want to touch up your face a little bit, that's a good one to use. Again, that's not like trying to be fake. That's just, sometimes we just need a little extra boost. I know I do. I'll speak for myself on that one. But there are other apps that you can use. VSCO or Visco, as like my sister calls it. I guess that's what it's called. I don't know. That's a phenomenal app for editing. You can even buy like presets on that app. That way your Instagram can kind of flow. You don't have one super bright picture and then a kind of dull picture and like a black and white picture here, and it's all over the place. I know Morgan's been really good about figuring out kind of what lighting works and like what editing works. And when you find that one, way to make your picture look, you guys have to go with it and do it on all of your pictures because it makes your Instagram look pretty. I know I've been trying to do this, and it's kind of like I'm kind of finding what I like now, and that's, you have to take the time. Like, it's not just going to pick one filter and put it on all of your images. There are presets you can actually download off of Etsy. If you kind of struggle with finding that right amount of light or color or saturation, if you don't know what these things are, definitely look them up, because I have had to just kind of learn about it. My sister's really good at photography, so she's kind of taught me a little bit, but there's all different things that you can play with on these apps. Another great app to use is Afterlight or Lightroom. I have been utilizing Lightroom. That is probably my favorite. I'm not even going to lie to you. I spent like $5 on presets, so I did not have to sit there and play around to figure out what worked for me. I found one that I liked, and I have just been running with it. And the cool thing about presets is that you can actually change them up so often if you want. Maybe, every month you want to do a new preset to kind of change the look of your Instagram. All of these things, people look at. And you can definitely look at Morgan's Instagram or my Instagram. I think Lori probably has one, and I know Amber's been using one recently. And you can just tell, there's a difference. If I scroll back on my Instagram to like a year ago, I was making like cheesy pictures with like Canva writings on them, and like it was just not good. And that does not bring people in. People are going to be more apt to clicking on your pictures when they look pretty, they've got bright, pretty colors, and there's just a flow to your Instagram. So definitely something to look into and to think about, because like I said, Instagram is a visual platform. And you want people to read what's underneath in your caption, so where that content comes into play. If you have a boring picture, someone's probably not going to click on it and read what is underneath of it. So that's pretty much it as far as those pictures go. But I really wanted to tap into utilizing highlights. This is a great asset that Instagram has given us, a great tool for us to use. This is a place where you can utilize Canva to make yourself a highlight, image, and you just change the words on it. So maybe you have a fitness tab, a food tab, a prep tab, family, faith, there's all of these different highlights that you can use. I have some on my page. Like I said, I know Lori's got hers, Amber's got hers, I'm sure. And I know there's other people on here that I'm forgetting to mention that have them, but it's just a great way for you to keep those stories in one place. I know that I always have questions about meal prep, and I direct them right to my page underneath my whatever meal prepping or food tab. And that's where I have things like what containers I use for meal prep, what my pre-workout looks like, what my post-workout looks like, what I do when I go grocery shopping tips, all of these things that people really need. It's a great way to just keep them in one spot where you don't have to write out this whole list of things to tell them. You can just direct them to one area and everything is there. And again, that's another place where you need to be taking good pictures, good videos. Being interactive on your stories is so important. And that's kind of my next little thing I wanted to talk about was Instagram stories and how to really utilize those to their fullest. There are constantly things being added to Instagram stories, and you'll notice that on the top, there's like the Instagram and it says new on it. And that's where things pop up like stickers, GIFs, questions, polls, fun filters, all these different things. You need to be utilizing those on a daily basis, I would think. I know that I am on there every single day with my workout, and I can tell you that 9 times out as a challenger in my group, they say, I have been watching your videos every single morning, and I've been so curious about what you're doing. People are watching us, whether you want to believe it or not. So since I have been doing this stuff to my Instagram and obviously changed my Instagram to a business account, I have 1,000 people almost watching my story on a daily basis. That's a lot of people. I'm not even talking to all of those people. So just to like look at that untapped market that I have never even engaged with, but they're seeing my stuff. So that's why it's so important to really watch what you're putting in your stories. That's sharing your fitness, maybe sharing your faith, sharing your family, going on all of these different spectrums so people can really see the lifestyle you are living. Another great thing with Instagram stories that I utilize very frequently is going to be the poll option and the questions option. Polls are an awesome way to make a list of people interested in your groups. Half the time, I don't even give an option for no. If I'm saying like, want more information on my next group, I say, yes, please, or send me a message. Like, don't put no as an option because that's just going to make you really upset if someone accidentally clicks no. But then you have that whole entire list of people. You write their names and you send them a message and you wait for their response. And half the time, they're probably going to say yes, that they want more information, that they want to learn about what you're doing. And that's a great way for them to come to you without being intimidated by sending you a message. That is a super easy click on a poll. It's kind of, you put the ball in their part, but then they toss it right back to you. And that's where you have to send them the message without, there's not like that cold invite that I was talking about on that live video that I don't really do anymore. Because I just feel like, Instagram's kind of made it a little bit more personable for us, by utilizing those polls and everything. The questions box that you can have is a great way for you to interact with other people, but to also have people interact with you. If you need recommendations, that is an awesome place to ask for personal development recommendations, playlist music, recommendations, maybe something for your kids or food recipes. Or if I was to go live more on Instagram, what would you want to see more of? And that's where people can write things like, oh, I want to see more grocery shopping tips or meal prep tips or meal ideas or, more workouts, all of these different things. Or you can go on there on Instagram and say, what is something that you struggle with when it comes to your health and fitness? Okay, so all of those people that write a response to your question, again, write their names down, target what they struggle with, send them a message and say, I am here to help you. They make it so easy for us to reach out to people. And for those that aren't using this, like, you're missing out. You need to be using these things on a daily basis, like I said, because this is really how, you're going to grow your business. That's where, like Morgan was talking about, the level of engagement on your page. Doing things like this is where you're going to find that engagement. And like I said earlier, like, it kind of takes that intimidation factor out of it, and it makes people relate to you more when they're seeing your real life, on your stories on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, the majority of our pictures are posed, like we're sitting there smiling or sitting there posing for a workout picture. But when you're doing these stories, try not to just take a picture. Do a video, show your face, like, get on there and talk about what you're struggling with. I know that really, recently I've been sharing transformations about not even physical transformation pictures, but like mindset changes, or how people have been affected by these groups and like what's going on in their daily life and how these groups are helping them. People love to see that. And non-scale victories, upping weights, dropping pant sizes, losing 10 pounds. People like to see that stuff. And again, Instagram stories is a great way to highlight that without making it a post. You know, you don't need to make that an Instagram post. That's not really relevant. People probably aren't going to be commenting on that. That's something that people will just scroll right past, and we don't want that, obviously. So some things that I use, some apps I use for my Instagram stories to kind of spruce them up a little bit, change them up a little bit. I've been really using HypeType and Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark has so much to it that even I have not even looked into, but there's some cool little things. You can add pictures, use stock photos. You can make your text move and like zoom in, and like, it's just so much fun. So that's an app when like it's 10 o'clock and you're laying in your bed, pull it open and just play around with it. Like, find what works for you, see what's visually appealing, and just use it. And then the more you utilize those things, the quicker it becomes for you to like do them. And then you can just like bust it out. Like, say you have a group coming up tomorrow, make your posts, make 5 little videos real quick, do some images, and that way you have them right there at your fingertips to put on your Instagram story tomorrow. All these things have really, really helped me. I pushed so heavily for this month of July, my Lift 4 test group. That was the most I've ever promoted, and I never once even posted on my Facebook or Instagram about Lift 4. It was all on my Instagram stories, and I hit my highest SC that I've ever hit. So just utilizing one tool got me that far. So think about if you're using stories, if you're really tapping into this new market on your Instagram through your pictures and your content, like the possibilities of new ladies and men joining your group it's there. You just have to go into it and really find it and search for it and pull them in. And this is the best way to do it. And obviously just, posting every day. Okay. Yeah. Morgan also talked about just posting every day, keeping your page relevant. And that is going to be posting on your Instagram page daily, but posting on your stories every day. And as she mentioned, you know, posting your workouts, posting, you know, a couple other times throughout the day, you know, not just sharing like, oh, try my Beachbody Energize, you know, like I purposely, if I'm doing a video of like my pre-workout, I either will just like scoop it in or I turn my tub so no one sees what the name is, because I cannot tell you how many people have asked me, what is that you're drinking in the morning? What is your go-go juice? I want to try that. You know, when I say all natural pre-workout, that gets people like, oh, the only pre-workout I know is C4, you know, and so they just don't know it's out there. But that's where it gives you that opportunity to kind of, you know, intrigue them by what you're doing without giving them too much information. And just these stories are really, really great tool for us to utilize. So that's something. And then I know there's some chats going about hashtags. Oh yeah, top fitness hashtags. That's great. I love that. I do not hashtag my stories, and half the time it's just because I forget to. I just don't even think about doing it. As far as hashtagging on pictures, you want to make sure that your hashtags are relevant to the content in that image. If I'm posting a picture of me and Knox, or me and Knox and Andrew, I'm not going to be like hashtag workout partner. I mean, I would do workout partner probably, not in that one. Maybe if it was a picture of me and Andrew. But like, I'm not going to do like hashtag dog mom or hashtag dog lover if there's not even a dog in the picture, you know. And another thing with hashtags is do not be hashtagging hashtag Beachbody, hashtag 80-day obsession, hashtag, you know, a lot of times if you hashtag fit life or fitness lover, the other people hashtagging that are people that go to the gym, that are doing their own workouts. You know, it's time for us to kind of tap into a different, you know, area, a different market of people with these different hashtags. For me, some of the ones I'm using are like new mom or boy mom or like mom strong, or 10 months postpartum, you know, all these different things. That could be single parent, girl mom, girl power, women empowerment, you know, all of these different things. And that's like Morgan was saying, like you have to do the research to figure out what niche that you fit in and where those hashtags are relevant for you personally. The hashtags I'm using are not going to be the same ones that Steph uses or that Allison uses. Everyone is so different. And that's the great thing about this is that all of our markets are ever changing depending on what season of life that we are in. And we have the ability to reach people in the same season of life as us. Like being postpartum and being a new wife and a new mom, like that gives me access to people that I wouldn't have had access to when I was in college, you know? So it's just been really cool to build those relationships with new moms that I can relate to on a personal level. It's not just, oh, I follow your account for great motivation. You know, like we actually are friends and we talk on like a regular basis, which is so fun. So yeah, just that's something to think about too when you're doing hashtags. You obviously don't want to hashtag the program that you're doing because everyone else that's doing the program is probably hashtagging that too. So how are you going to find new people to join your team if they're already doing something? Like it just doesn't really make sense. Not saying that you can't add that in there, but don't make that your only hashtag, or don't make all your hashtags about fitness. Because half the time people using those hashtags are already doing something that they love in fitness. And I've noticed that because in the past, I honestly used to hashtag Beachbody, hashtag workout life or whatever, and it never helped me. So definitely some food for thought on that one. That's great.
I'm going to say something too about hashtags.
Yeah.
There's two different aspects of hashtags that Haley and I are talking about. What Haley's talking about is posting hashtags on your page, on your posts. The hashtag use I was talking about was looking up hashtags to find new followers. Those hashtags are going to be different. The hashtags I'm using to look up for new followers are not the hashtags I'm going to be using posting on my pictures. Like, for instance, I wrote in the chat, like, when I'm looking for new people to follow, I'll look up fur mom, looking for other people who have our dogs, whatever. I'm not going to post that on my picture, but I'm going to go find other women who have, who love their animals that I can relate to. Does that make sense? Like, there's two different ways to use hashtags. The one way is for recruiting new people to your page. The other way is to be tagging your pictures. So I just wanted to clarify that. Sorry for jumping in, Haley.
Thank you. So I think that's pretty much it as far as we had to talk about.
Yeah, so we actually have a challenge. So if you're finished, Haley, I will start talking about our challenge. So we always want to lead with a call to action just because, we never want to be comfortable where we're at. So I want everybody to take out their phone. If you're on your phone, go to the homepage and go to your Instagram account and screenshot your profile. Screenshot your profile of where you're at right now. And what our challenge is we want everybody to try and get 10 new followers by next week. So screenshot where you're at and use this week to really figure out how to gain new followers. Because like I said, new followers are new potential customers and new people that you could be helping changing their lives. So that's kind of what we're going to leave you guys with. It's not super difficult. Find a couple hashtags, find a couple accounts of women that you look like you can relate to. Go like a bunch of their pictures, comment on a couple of them, and they're most likely going to give you a follow back if they like what they see on your account. So don't stress out about it. It sounds like maybe that's a lot, but it's really not. Y'all can all do it, if not get more than 10. So I think this is something that we can do to kind of challenge ourselves and each other. So make sure you got that screenshot.
Yes, Allison, I love that. That's such a great idea and a great way to keep track of your followers. And like Morgan was saying, this is not an unobtainable goal. Like I have grown in literally 2 days, 26 followers, and I haven't even been doing the things I need to be doing. But the more frequently that you are doing those things, just think about how much you can really grow your following on Instagram. Because whether you want to believe it or not, you are an influencer. You are an influencer in your area to the people around you locally and to all of their friends and to their friends' friends and to their friends' friends. And when I tell people, like, I have coaches in Canada right now, they're like, oh my gosh, well, who do you know in Canada? And that's the funny thing, is that I don't know anybody in Canada. Like, these people are finding me through social media, and they will find you through social media if you are utilizing the tools that we are given right here. And something that I mentioned when I went live is that, like, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not going and paying for trainings. Morgan's not going and paying for trainings. Like, all of this stuff is right on Google or Pinterest or YouTube. Like, I've watched Lindsay Matway's videos constantly, and Brittany Leggett, and so many different coaches that are top coaches. Like, obviously things that they're doing, we have access to as well. And we can be doing all of these simple little things on a daily basis. And while they are so simple, if you're not consistent with them, it can be really hard to start them. So that's just something that I also wanted to leave with, is just be consistent. That was my word for this year, was consistent. And I am noticing drastic changes, obviously in my business and in other aspects as well. But really with my business, I am noticing a huge, huge change from just being consistent. Any advice?
So we just got a question about time. And one thing I'm going to say is I only spend 15 to 20 minutes a day reaching new people. That is not that much time. I go downstairs, pour my coffee, sit on the couch for 15 minutes, and that's when I'm looking for new people to follow. I mean, I think we all have 15 minutes a day. We're growing our business. We're growing a business over a social media platform, so we have to put the time in to grow it. Someone just said setting a timer, like that's a great idea. Putting a reminder on your phone to spend those 15 minutes just seeking out new people. And then she said, and also editing and putting videos together. So the way that we edit and do videos, it's not time consuming whatsoever. I think Haley probably spends maybe 2 to 5 minutes on Adobe Spark creating a video. Do you want to speak on that, Haley?
Yeah, and so it's kind of funny because Morgan and I actually do our videos with one thing is our workout videos. That's super easy. I just do mine while I'm working out. I take no time at all because I don't really write anything on my videos, but I don't really need to. You can go to the hands-free option on your Instagram, and if you hold down that button, it gives you a 3-second timer. That is ample time to grab your weights and get started, or walk to your weights, pick them up and do your move, and you just keep doing that throughout your workout. So I don't spend time there as far as that goes. Editing pictures on, videos or making new promos on Adobe Spark, I honestly don't do them during the day. I do them at night while I'm laying in bed. I take 5 minutes, 10 minutes even, and just make them really quick. And I mean, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. The way that we lay that day out, maybe we work 8 hours during the day. I am a full-time mom. I'm a wife. I am working part-time still, and my day can be very hectic. There are days when I don't even text people back because I don't either see it, or I feel like I responded in my head. Like, I just don't even know what goes on half the day. But I'm not on my phone, and I'll realize at the end of the day, like, I haven't even checked into my groups. And so that's where I use my evening time. I hop on my phone real quick, or Andrew sometimes falls asleep really easily in the bed, and I just do it right there. It takes 5-10 minutes. And the more frequently that you're utilizing those things, the faster it will take you the next time to do it. I kind of at first was so clueless with Adobe Spark. I was like, oh, I didn't even know I could change the color or size of my text. Like, I just played around with it and I learned the app. And so the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And you could just kind of sit there real quick. You have a new group coming up, and that's just where you have to put the time in for that group, for your business, to do those little things. And that way you have them there and that you can use them for that group. And then, 10 minutes a day, just doing that, it makes such a difference. Okay, Explorer page.
Can you explain what the Explorer is? I saw a few people not even know what that was. So just quickly go over that a little bit.
So the Explore page, I would pull up my Instagram thing, but my phone is dead. I haven't done too much research on the Explore page. Morgan, have you? I mean, the Explore page is the second tab on your Instagram over. And typically, depending upon who you follow, there's going to be images, videos from those people. You will see it from people that they follow. There's a lot of famous people on there, depending on if you follow, famous Instagram accounts. I don't really know the algorithm behind that, Morgan, do you?
I don't know too much about it, but one thing I will tell you is so I'm on my Explore page right now, and one of the pictures is a picture of a dog. So I'm going to click that dog, And then when I scroll down, it shows me all other pictures of people who are posting dogs. I'm going to go back to my explore page. Okay, now I see a picture of a baby. So I'm going to click that baby and then scroll down. And now it's all pictures of babies. So it's really just, I mean, I don't use it, I guess. I don't know if Haley, if you use it at all. I mean, I think depending on the engagement that you get on your pictures, your post could potentially be put on the explore page. Just, like I said, going off engagement, Instagram really wants to boost users who are really using Instagram and all the features they have to offer. So if you're doing that, then you do have a very good chance of being put on the explore page. But I personally don't utilize it. So
I think maybe go into how you find people based on hashtags using the explore page when you go over to tags instead of the top. I think the top is just what you were talking about, and then you go to people and then you go to tags. That's how you can explore like fur mom and like
yes,
that's what I mean.
Okay, so she's talking about hitting explore and then going to the search bar at the top here. I don't think you can see it. So what I would do is if everyone has their phone, it's probably easiest just to kind of walk through this together. So I go to the little magnifying glass, and then I go to the bar at the top that says search. And then as Lori said, it says top, people, tags, places. I'll click tags, and then I'll type in new mom and then hit search. So now I'll click the hashtag, and now all bunch of pictures pop up of women who are tagging their pictures new mom. So now I'm going to start at the top of the list. And once you click one, you can just scroll through and it brings you through the whole list. So I'll click one, and then I'll click on that person's account, and I'll go and follow them. And I'll go and like maybe 8 of their pictures, so that when they go to their notifications, they see Morgan Butler Fitness liked 8 of their pictures. And then they'll most likely click on my account and follow me back. So then I'll just keep scrolling. Like I will write a comment that I can literally copy and paste on like 20 women's picture under this hashtag, and then just go and comment that on like 20 people, in hopes and taking the chance that they're going to click on my picture and go to my profile and see what I'm offering them and then follow me. So that's kind of the idea behind it. Someone just asked, do you only follow public accounts? Not necessarily. So if I go to a friend's page and I'm looking at who they're tagging and it's somebody who has a private page, depending on who it is, and if I think that potentially they could be a customer for me, I will follow them. But it just depends.
And that's too where it's really important to be intentional with the pages that you are engaging on. If you don't see, and I'm not saying that you like prejudge the person, but obviously if they're public and you can see their pictures, like you want to look at that person and say, is this someone that I want on my team? And that's just where, just being intentional with people that you are reaching out to.
Yeah, but this goes all back to like, if you don't have good content or the right content, or you're not offering someone on your page, then this is kind of pointless. So really, we can do everything we can to reach out to people, but if you're not offering something on your page that's going to make them want to follow you, then they're not going to follow you. So I think if you're taking something from this call, it's really hone in on your content, figure out what you're offering people, because like Haley said, this is a visual platform. People want, they want something from you. So focus on your content. I mean, if you're go ahead, Haley.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to say another thing I forgot to mention is like with making your page relevant, we have the ability to write a bio on our Instagram page and tell people about us in a short little blurb. Maybe those are just bullet points for you. You can do little emojis to make your page a little bit, pop a little bit. And that's kind of where those 5, key things about you come into play. I know that like I have on mine, like new wife, boy mom, virtual wellness coach, Jesus lover, I think is on there, like just different things that make you, you. And that's where people can learn so quickly about you. And yes, Amber, that's so, so true. Like, you're not on Instagram to sell. Like, you are there to make relationships, to build relationships, to build your following. It's not going on there and saying, oh, guess what? Don't use Adobe Spark to post a picture and have going across it, on sale for $160, all access pass. Don't do that, please. Please don't do that. Like, I think by now we all kind of know that that's not what our goal is with this. It's not about selling the product. It's not about putting out there what we've got on sale for what month. It's about helping people and empowering other men and women and showing them that they can do this too. And you want to show that on your Instagram page. It's not about what we're selling or what challenge pack we've got out right now. So that's where, obviously being really careful about the stuff that you're writing and the words that you're using, and making sure that you're wanting people to be attracted to what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, we all see like the people who are selling oils or selling it work wraps or Rodan and Fields. Like, it's annoying. You go to these pages and you want nothing to do with it because they're just following you because they want you to buy something from them. That is so not what we want to be. And that's not what we're offering. We're offering the opportunity for women to change their lives and offering women to, get fit, and we're showing them how to do it. So that's really what our pages should reflect. We're showing women that here's an attainable way to get fit, get healthy, possibly start a career, if that's what they're looking for. But, that's what it is. We're just inspiring them. And through us living our best lives and us eating healthy and us working out, we're inspiring other people to join along. So we're not salespeople. We're just living our life. We're doing our thing. And we're just, inviting people to jump on this journey. I think someone asked if we use the Cleaner app to unfollow the people who don't end up following you back. That's an interesting question because it's a yes and a no. I think it's easy to get caught up in like the follow unfollow game. That's really time consuming. And you don't really want to get caught up in that. But there are some times where I will go in and just be like, let's see, how many people didn't follow me back. Maybe like once a month do that, or once every 2 months, but don't spend time doing that whole follow unfollow,
And that's so important because like I do follow people that don't follow me back, but every time I'm liking something or commenting on something or responding to their Instagram polls or writing them questions, like they're seeing my name on their page and it's like, okay, wait, I used to follow that girl. Maybe I should go follow her again. Like, what is she doing? Oh, it's been a year since she had her baby. Dang, she's still doing this and working it and doing her thing every single day. Like, people are always watching you. So that's definitely something to think about too. Like she was saying, don't just unfollow someone because they're not following you back. I mean, if it's been a while and you don't really want to follow them or you're not engaging on their stuff, yeah, unfollow. But just because they don't follow you back right away doesn't mean you have to necessarily unfollow them.
Does anybody have any more questions?
Yes, feel free to unmute too.
I just wrote in the comment what my favorite Cleaner app is. And the reason I like that one specifically is because I can unfollow people in that app, where some other apps make you go back and forth from Instagram, and that's just too time consuming. So if you're going to get a Cleaner app, download Report Plus.
For sure.
Does anybody have questions?
Awesome.
Sorry, go ahead, Lori.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, so awesome. So many, I have like 3 pages of notes. I just wanted to say just a few things that I wrote down. I think that a lot of coaches do in the beginning is they see like Joel or Autumn and they see them posting on their IG stories, and we don't want to look like them. Like, they're constantly posting about their products and they're constantly posting about Energize and Shakeology, and exactly what Haley and Morgan said. Like, you almost want to hide that. You want a sense of like, let them lurk and wonder what you're doing so that they ask and they don't just go buy it on Amazon or, look at your hashtags and see, oh, Beachbody. Oh yeah, I heard of that. And then another thing is like, this is all supposed to be fun, right? So all of these apps and all of the things that you're doing and you're figuring out your niche, have fun with it. You should be wanting to find people that are like you because it's fun, right? And the all of the work that you're putting in now, you're going to see the benefits later on. It's kind of like when you grow a garden, you know, you have to plant the seeds, like you have to go and search on the explore page using the hashtags. And then, you know, maybe in a couple of months, those people will be customers. But right now you're planting your seeds, but what you did 2 months ago, those people are going to become your followers and then your challengers. So it's definitely a lot of work. It doesn't happen overnight. And I loved what they both said about having a flow to your page, like it should be eye-catching. And it immediately made me think of when I used to get the Sunday paper. I don't anymore because we live in such a virtual world. But the first flyer that I would grab was the Target flyer because it was just so well laid out, so easy to look at, so nice to use. Also, when the Pottery Barn Kids album catalog comes in the mail, I don't need anything from there, but I love looking at it. Why? It's so well put together, it flows, and that's how our IG pages should, you know, if somebody comes to your page, what are they going to see? If somebody comes to your house, is it going to be a mess? Are things going to be coordinated? You know, what's your decorating look like? That's what your Instagram story should be welcoming. Like Amber said, it should be a nice handshake or a hug, you know, welcoming them to your world. I think that's, something that I noticed today that, you know, I follow Melanie Mitro. There's a few coaches that I follow. She did a post today in her blog about IG tips, and a lot of the things are organized. So if you just want to look at her, because this is what we do. We all share our things. If you go to melaniemitro.com, her blog today is a whole bunch of the things that Haley and Morgan mentioned, nicely laid out, just, you know, easy. And maybe we can get Haley and Morgan to kind of put in a document their favorite apps and things that they like, and we'll add it to our social media unit. But I think you ladies did an amazing job. This is recorded. I'm going to put this probably in our training. If anyone else has any other questions for them.
Jill, as far as going back and deleting old posts, I have a ton of posts on my Instagram, and honest to God, I don't think people are going to scroll all the way back. So I would not waste time deleting. I don't remember who said it, but it was on a training that I listened to. And it may have been, I don't remember. I'm not even going to try and say it because I'll probably just butcher it. But when someone goes on your page, those top 6 pictures should answer every question that someone has about you, as far as, you know, what does your family life look like? What do you do as a career? What are your hobbies? What do you enjoy doing? And when I go on my Instagram page, like whenever I post something, that is what's in the back of my head. Like, if I was on the outside looking in, what stuff would attract me to Haley Hindle Fitness? What is she doing that I want to do? So that's me posting eye-catching pictures, sharing motivation, sharing meal prep, but I'm also going to share about my family because I want people to relate with me. I'm not all what you see right here. You know, it's not just me anymore. You know, it's me and my husband and my baby and my fitness career and doing a fixer-upper and all of these things that we all have that make us who we are. And that's what you should be able to see when you look at someone's Instagram. And, you know, as Lori was saying that she does follow a couple of top coaches, go check your Instagram. Like, how many top coaches, or, you know, I mean, there's a lot of top coaches. I'm not talking about just the top 10, but how many are you following? Because they're utilizing all of these tips to make their pictures come up more frequently on your page. And what good is that doing you on your Instagram if you're constantly seeing all of these top coaches post? Because then that's where the game of comparison starts to come into play. And you're seeing, you know, Ashley Smith Fitness and Brittany Leggett and Melanie Mitro, and they're getting thousands and tens of thousands of likes on their pictures. And you're like, oh, here's little old me. I'm getting 300 likes, or I'm getting 80 likes, or I'm getting 15 likes. You know, it doesn't matter. They have so many people following them, and that's great. But like I said before, like, you are an influencer to your community. So start embracing it. Start living that way. Fake it till you make it if you have to. Like, this is your thing. You can do it. Don't compare. And you don't need to be following all of those people because you want to be the fitness influencer to those people that are following you. And that's what you're doing.
Love, love, love that. It's so true. And I had a conversation at Summit with Autumn's sister, and she was like, yeah, they're all coaches that follow me. So just because somebody has thousands and thousands of followers or likes, like Haley said, like it doesn't matter. You need to just forget about that. Just do you and be you. And, you know, likes don't matter. It's those people that are actually reaching out to you and you're reaching out to them.
Yes.
But yeah, anything else? This was probably one of the best calls we've had in a really, really long time, because this is good stuff that we can take action on and we can actually go. I know a lot of people are going to sit and probably look up some apps and do some things on there. I love what Haley said about picking one filter. I've done that, and I have a very simple filter, you know, and that's it. You know, just that's it. So it's all, you know, it all gels, it all goes good together. But have fun playing with some new apps, and this is great. Oh, one other thing I just wanted to say about the calls for the rest of the month. Next week we're going to have a diamond leader sharing some things, and then the week after that I have Isabel Deichler. So it's a really, really good one. The co-creator of Shakeology. So spread that word. It's on there, and that's it. If anyone ever wants to share, like Haley and Morgan did, if you find something that's working really great, if you run a free group, that's awesome. If you have some great challenge group tips or whatever, please reach out. I love calls like this when people want to share what's working for them. So let's all say thank you to Haley and Morgan. Awesome job, you guys. We want to take a picture for whoever's left on here, for your phones, for your IG stories. Everyone, cheese. Awesome, guys. Awesome. All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you, ladies.